This is one of the most chilling urban legends ever told, the clown statue. For years, people have passed this story around at sleepovers and campfires, but versions of it have shown up in police reports too, which makes you wonder if it's just a story after all. I used to babysit a lot in high school, mostly for families in my neighborhood. Nice people, quiet homes, easy money. But there's one night I'll never forget. One night that made me quit babysitting altogether. It was a Friday evening in late October, the kind of chilly night where you can smell the wood smoke in the air, and every house in the street has a porch light on glowing. I got a call from a family I hadn't sat for before, the Marshalls. They lived on the edge of town, a few miles past the last gas station where the houses started to get big and spaced out. The mom told me over the phone that she and her husband had an anniversary dinner reservation and she needed someone to watch the two kids, a 6-year-old boy named Tyler and his older sister Abby, who was 9. They sounded polite, normal, even offered to pay extra since it was short notice, so I agreed. When I pulled into their driveway, the place looked straight out of a movie. 2 stories, wide porch, huge windows, and one of those decorative stone fountains that wasn't running because it was cold. I could see the flicker of the TV through the window as I walked up. Mrs. Marshall opened the door before I could even knock, smiling, dressed in a long black coat. Her husband stood behind her, straightening his tie. They introduced themselves quickly, showed me where the snacks were, and told me the kids' bedtime was 9. Everything felt totally normal, almost too normal. The night started easy. We played board games, watched some cartoons, and by 8:30, I'd gotten them both in their pajamas. Tyler was half asleep on the couch, and Abby was asking if she could show me her room. So I followed her upstairs. She had one of those rooms that looked like it came from a furniture catalog. String lights, stuffed animals, pink comforter, the works. She showed me her collection of snow globes. Then when we said goodnight and I headed back downstairs, that's when I noticed something. From the corner of my eye, in the den of the hallway, I saw what I thought was someone standing there. When I turned my head, I realized it was a life-size clown statue. It was positioned between 2 tall bookshelves, a vintage porcelain face, curly red hair, painted smile, and glossy eyes that seemed to catch the light no matter where you stood. It was dressed in faded yellow overalls and held a bunch of fake balloons in one hand. My chest tightened immediately. I've had a thing about clowns ever since I was little, not quite a phobia, but close. I forced a nervous laugh, telling myself it was just a decoration. Maybe the family liked weird collectibles. Still, I couldn't stop glancing at it. No matter where in the room I moved, its glassy eyes looked like they were following me. When the kids were asleep, I went back to the living room to watch TV and text a few friends, but every time I glanced towards the hallway, I swore the clown looked different. Like its head was tilted just slightly. After a few minutes, I couldn't stand it anymore. I pulled out my phone and texted Mrs. Marshall, trying to sound casual. Hey, random question. Would it be okay if I cover or move the clown statue in the den? I kinda have a clown phobia. A few minutes passed, then my phone rang. It was Mr. Marshall. He didn't sound amused, he sounded alarmed.
Listen to me carefully, he said,
his voice sharp but quiet.
Grab the kids, go outside right now.
I froze. I thought he was joking at first until his tone changed, urgent, kinda panicked.
We don't have a clown statue.
My stomach dropped. For a second, I couldn't even process what he meant. We never bought one, he continued. Take the kids and go to the neighbors, call the police. I turned my head towards the den. The spot where the clown statue had been was empty. I sprinted upstairs so fast I almost tripped. The kids were both asleep, thank God. I scooped up Tyler and told Abby to be completely silent and follow me. She started crying when she saw how pale I looked. Halfway down the stairs, I heard it, a faint squeak, like a rubber shoe on hardwood, then another one, and another. I didn't look back. We got out the front door running barefoot in the cold, and I banged onto the neighbor's door across the street until a man in a robe opened it. I told him someone was in the house. He called 911 while I held the kids close, shaking uncontrollably. The police showed up within minutes. They searched every inch of that house, attic, basement, closet, under the beds, nothing. But one of the officers came out looking sick. He said one of the upstairs windows, the one in Abby's room, was wide open, and below it, in the wet grass, they found footprints. Bare, adult-sized footprints, leading away into the woods. The Marshalls didn't spend another night in that house. They sold it within a month and moved out of the state. And me? I never babysat again. Sometimes, late at night, I still dream about that clown's face, that frozen smile, those glossy eyes, and in my dreams, it always moves.